And welcome back to Antigua Barbuda today. Today it's all about giving back. And on the couch with me this morning are two beautiful young women. Cheryl Ali is the founder of the Village Tutorial and Enrichment Program. She's also a 19-year veteran in the field of education. We're also joined by Rosanette Kirby, the Monroe College admissions consultant, and she's also the public relations officer of the Antigua and Barbuda Associations United. Good morning, ladies. Welcome to the set of Antigua Barbuda today.
Good morning. Thank you.
Okay. Now, some background information on the Village Tutorial and Enrichment Program.
Yes, the Village Tutorial and Enrichment Program is an education program in the city of Atlanta, Georgia. It's a three-part program where we focus on remediating children in reading and math, and we provide lots of STEM enrichment opportunities for children. But one of my favorite parts of our program is giving back to the community. So we volunteer locally, and I am extending those volunteer experiences abroad.
Great. And your involvement with the program?
Yes. Okay, I met Cheryl about 2 years ago.
Yes.
And she told me of the program she's doing, and I said to her, listen, I'm from Antigua and Barbuda. How can we get you to come to Antigua and Barbuda to extend those programs to us?
And did you have to hit her over the head, put her in
Oh,
the
no. Oh, no.
Was she willing to come
Yes.
with you?
Oh, she was willing because she was helping with a village in, says Freetown Village.
Okay.
And that's what caught my eyes first. And then we started talking about it because I told her, we have a village in Antigua by the name of Freetown as well. Okay. So we started communicating and we started the collaboration. So it's looking good so far. We're coming along.
Yes,
Great. Now, talk to me about the remediation you do with the STEM.
So what we do with each child is we start with pre-assessments to find out what their deficiencies are in reading and math. But because it's an after-school program and I don't want them bored after school, I have to make sure that their learning is game-based. With that, we also teach the children a lot in technology, engineering, and a lot of reading through literature circles. So a lot of activities that make it fun for them. I want them to make sure that they're able to succeed in school as well as lasting with our work. We do a lot with cooking. We do a lot with Rubik's Cubes. We just have so much fun after school. We have a new Lego Robotics League that we've implemented in the community, and this new league is with all girls this year, and we're also having a partnership with Antigua as well as Sierra Leone in our research.
Okay, great. We are into STEM as well. In fact, we've gone a step further. For Antigua, we've added the art component. So
Yes,
we're now calling
so
it STEAM.
STEAM.
Yeah, so we're on the ball where that is concerned.
Absolutely.
All right, and our girls have gone on to a robotics conference and competition just yesterday. So we're very involved.
Very
yes,
good.
Very involved. Now, tell me about giving back to the community. What's been your experience in terms of giving back?
I started as a kid. I went to the girls club after school, and one of my first volunteer experiences was to do afternoons in a senior citizens home. So as I grew up, I wanted to make sure that my own children were able to give back to the community. As I became an educator and I just listened to children talk, I found out that there were so many things that they did not know about other people. So I've always charged children to look deep inside and make them understand that you have something that's special about you. There's a gift that you have that you can share with the world. So I've always challenged them to look deep and discover what that learning is or what that gift is. And I help them to decide on how they want to give back. I implement a lot of projects for them where I may say you can write cards for children in hospitals and we'll deliver those cards. We may collect a quarter, we may collect pennies, and we bill those pennies and we will drop them off to a shelter. We've done volunteer work in the community for children who unfortunately are escaping trafficking, sex trafficking in the city of Atlanta. We go through to make sure that we could just lift their spirits. But we also, right now, I wrote a garden grant for my old elementary school back in Atlanta. So we're actually building a garden for my old elementary school that's going to be partnered with a local school and do a bit of sharecropping. We're also going to do the same thing here in Antigua. We came last year and we worked with the Sunnyside Primary Tutorial School, and we're coming back next summer to do the same thing, but also to help them establish a partnership with a local school here so they could do sharecropping. Our plan is to make sure that the children talk back and forth using technology to make sure that their gardens are growing well, that they're like sharing ideas on what's the best strategy, best farming techniques, best composting techniques that they can share back and forth. But we're also going to include a girls' school in Sierra Leone. as far as those farming techniques as well.
So it's really worldwide, your reach, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. And now talking about giving back, Ms. Kirby, you work with several Antiguan associations.
Yes.
Tell us about the work that you do.
Well, we're Antigua and Barbuda Association United. It's an umbrella organization. We also have the Antigua and Barbuda Student Association USA, which is a safe haven for students that leave Antigua and go away to study. We look for these students. We look for them on Facebook. And what we're doing annually is bring back school supplies to all the primary school in Antigua and Barbuda. This is our 5th year, and this is what we're working on this week. Tomorrow is going to be where all the primary school principals will come into the Vivian Richards stadiums. They'll get their supplies.
Nice.
And we'll have a little, session with them first, get their supplies. And this is something we're doing annually to give back. As we made an assessment, we thought education would be the best way to start. We want to give back to Antigua. And these are Antiguans that lived abroad all over internationally. We have New York, we have Atlanta, Miami, everywhere you can think of, Boston, and we want to give back, but we figured education would be the best way to start. And what is best to start with? The basic needs of education. And every year it's going. Last year we had the health fed component. Unfortunately this year we couldn't involve it because at the last minute one of the doctors got sick, but we're going to bring it back. We just put it on a hold. We're going to actually bring it back. But it's just a phenomenal thing to do, and Antiguans are so excited to do it. We have 32 non-profit organizations in the tri-state area that is Antigua affiliated. However, why we put that umbrella is because you may have one for Old Road, you may have one for Sweets, but then when we look by Erlins, who does not have that support, they have been, neglected. So we come together and say, let's do this as an umbrella. So we're helping the entire of Antigua and Barbuda.
All right. And who are some of the stakeholders with whom you're working?
Well, we have, for instance, UPS is one of our biggest stakeholders. The Consulate Office of Antigua and Barbuda, Chet Green Ministry, he's been the force behind helping us for the past 2 years. And we also have Ambassador Bostani in Miami, who just joined us this year to help in Atlanta, because Atlanta is growing as well with the school supplies. I just moved to Atlanta from New York, so I started promoting it in Atlanta, and it became also, we were doing it out in New York just for a couple of years, then it's spreading now. So it's become, the entire diaspora is involved in this initiative and giving back school supplies. And it only grows every year.
Great. Well, we would like to be there tomorrow. Tell us specifically what's going to happen on the day.
Well, tomorrow, what we're doing today, all hands is on deck. We're unwrapping the boxes. We have about 6 barrels. We have 25 cubic feet boxes.
Wow.
We had to take those from the port, and they're so heavy, we couldn't take them off the truck. So we have to unload from the truck, have them in another box, take them into a room.
Wow.
So it's a real adventure. We had the guys last night, I went up, I felt so bad, and I'm like, oh, thank you guys, I love you. And they said, yeah, you love us, but go get us some beers. So it's amazing. It's an awesome adventure, and it's a great venture we enjoy doing. So tomorrow morning, what we're going to do, we should have everything set up tonight by schools. As they come in, they will be seeing all the schools on the desk with all the supplies going around, and we'll just have like a little information session, just telling them. Sometimes we try to find out what it needs for next year, because as much as we want to help, we want to know what those needs are as well. We're doing the basics now, but if a teacher say, hey, I need a printer in my class, we can do that. We'll try to do that. Andy Howell just bought a projector for them with a little laptop showing his students information. So that's going to help the class. Now you have a projector, you put it up on the wall. So those are the little things we try to do. And what we'll do, we go back and try to solicit, and we reach into companies and say, hey, we have a school. But one of the things I've noticed since I've been coming here, we need a truck with a flat bed. And I'm going to be on a mission to get one, because lifting those boxes and trying to take them off, it's not an easy task. So we have a lot of companies that come forward and do it, and we truly appreciate it.
Okay, great. Now, you're 2 very generous spirits. I've gathered that. Tell me about the personal benefit that you get from giving back.
I just love my country. Bottom line is, it's just the passion. I love Antigua and Barbuda. I grew up here, and I've always told them no matter what or what I do in the future, I wanted to come back and give back. But I couldn't do that until I was able to help myself and my kids. So after my kids are grown, what better way than to just dedicate myself to giving back to Antigua and Barbuda.
All right, Cheryl.
And one thing that for me is it just feels good. And for other children to do the same thing, they always come back and admit that it is something that makes them feel good inside. And I always believe that if you start young and you get children involved in giving back, no matter what it is, then they'll be able to always go out and help another person.
Yeah, great. Well, Thank you so much, ladies, for coming in.
Thank you so
Yes,
very
been my
much.
pleasure speaking with you both.
Thank you.
And we hope that the event goes well tomorrow. And of course, the garden next year. We're looking
The
forward to
garden
that.
next summer. We'll be back on June 20th. We have a group that is so excited to return. And we want to thank the Antigua and Barbuda Red Cross. They've been very supportive. Ms. Rosenecker has to be one of our biggest cheerleaders with the Antigua and Barbuda Student Association. They've welcomed us in with open arms. So everybody that's coming is so excited.
Yes.
So excited.
And so are we. We're very grateful as well, the work that you both have been doing.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
us. It's just
No problem at
awesome.
all.
So tomorrow morning, 10 a.m.
10 a.m.
at the Vivian Richards Stadium. All the primary school principals or administrative, someone come, but they have to bring boxes, bags. It's a lot of supplies.
Yes.
And we do not supply that.
Just that you can bring a truck as well?
Yes, they do. Some of them do. Yes, absolutely.
All right. So
Thank you very
All
much.
right, you're very welcome.
Thank you.
All right, we're speaking with Cheryl Ali and Rosinette Kirby, visiting, of course, being very benevolent and giving back to primary schools in Antigua, Barbuda. We'll be right back after this.